Recording.
Namaskar and a very good afternoon, everyone. I wish all the aspiring souls, the Swayambhus, and all our well wishers, all the citizens of our country, a happy Independence Day. May we prosper and continue to live a very happy, content, and ambitious life at the same time. May God bless us all because we have the honor and privilege to have Major General Harsh Gangoli sir with us today. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, and thanks very much. And I wish you all my greetings for Independence Day. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Coming from you, it means a lot. You have served our country for 38 strong years. And I have just got a few hundred questions I need to ask. So, if I can, if I have your permission, may I go ahead with your questions, sir?
Please go ahead.
Before I start with bombarding questions, I will just into sir. Of course, Major General Harsh Gangoli doesn't need any special introductions once I say Major General, but I would just like to share with you a bit about his education and what he after his service also. Sir has completed his MSc and BA honors in economics. He has served regiments as a commander and many other positions, many other elements and verticals in the hierarchy. We will take them further once we understand his answers. He has also been the corporate advisor with ITC from 1999 to 2005 after his 38 years of service with the army. He has also been associated with multiple management institutions as the Director General from 2006 onwards up to 2009. His Home Minister is Mrs. Shobha Ganguly, and he is blessed with two sons, Ajay and Amit. Sir, we are not from the army background, so I will have multiple questions to ask you. Sir, may I understand in your school and college, did you plan to get into the army, sir?
Thanks. Actually, I had multiple options, but our time, I do not know what the conditions these days are. There is very little professional, guidance as such one can give in terms of selection of a career. So, by and large, what happened was that I had some offers, and including one of them was those days there was a company called ESSO, Standwac, and my principal in Ferguson happened to have liked me, whatever, and had recommended my name, and the talent team when came to the college and things like that, it took me by surprise. But notwithstanding, I was not really attracted toward joining the corporate sector and doing some, pen pushing job. Most of my friends, the class and all that, all of us decided we'll join army. It was an individual, but collectively taken, all of us decided, and most of us joined. And no regrets. I think I made the best choice that I joined the army, and the kind of life that we led was also very, very satisfying, adventurous, interesting, and traveling around the whole country, I got to know the country better. I got to know the people of the different states, got to know them well, right across the cross section of the society, and it was really an enriching and terrific experience.
So when you have this consistent transfers, how does it affect you personally and your family, sir?
Well, it does affect. It does affect. It's one of the, it's on the flip side
Hmm.
that we get posted and we get posted to faraway places
Hmm.
from one end of the country. Like I was Delhi, I got transferred to Bikaner Economic Division, and
Hmm.
then after I went to Guwahati, I was in
Hmm.
insurgency, and then and I went to Mao, War
Hmm.
College, and things
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
So depending on the uh, where your children are in what class and all they are studying,
Hmm.
certain things, including the dates of the exams and so forth,
Hmm.
these things do rattle you a little.
Hmm.
Over a
Hmm.
period, more than me, my wife took the whole thing in her stride, and she did remarkably well. And it so happened that I got into a different circle where I went
Hmm.
from one field area to another field area when I was serving with the
Hmm.
regiment
Hmm.
or in the staff.
Hmm.
But the good part of that was that both my sons, my wife stayed in this Gurdwara Road housing in Pune,
Hmm.
and they went to Bishops, which was reasonably barring and not a couple of years when we went to Firozpur.
Hmm.
My younger son particularly did his first to 10th, that is Cambridge,
Hmm. Hmm.
without me hassle.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the entire credit for this, and including their upbringing and all that, that entire credit I give to my wife.
So sweet. So sweet.
No, that is a fact.
I second that totally. I second that. Salute to Shobha ma'am too. Sir, there are very few candidates who are actually selected, or recruited in the services. So, what about the candidates who or are vetted? So, are there any other options for them to serve the country?
Yeah, yeah. You can serve the country in any capacity, in any walk of life. That's different.
Hmm. Hmm.
What matters is, are you enjoying the
Hmm.
profession, the
Hmm.
this thing that you join?
Hmm.
Because that is like double advantage.
Hmm.
You join what you enjoy doing, and
Hmm.
your service also appreciates that you are taking interest, you showing progress, and things like that. So it's very very interesting. Those who do not make
Hmm.
it, it's all right.
Hmm. Hmm.
And some of them have gone and gone into an alternate this thing, and they've done pretty well. There's nothing wrong.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
basic this thing is that if you're good, you're good.
Hmm.
In the sense,
Hmm.
if you are good, you'll do well anywhere. But
True.
but provided what you're doing is what you like and you enjoy that, then it's
Hmm. Correct. So when you fall in love with your work, the work also falls in love with you.
more than the work, the organization.
Hmm. True. True,
The
sir. True, sir.
organization.
Right. Sir, the youngsters are generally taken away with the uniform, the perks, the jeep, the life, the adventure. So maybe they join for the wrong reasons to begin with. So can you share some light and give them a reality check, sir?
The first reality check is, I remember when I went to
Hmm.
join the academy, there
Hmm.
was a sergeant major who
Hmm.
received us and told us to lift our own big trunks. We used to carry that and
Hmm.
go and get into a vehicle.
Hmm.
So those kind of things bring you down to the mother earth that you thought you were going to be an officer and you will have a jeep and this and that. And here
Correct.
you are as a cadet,
Hmm.
you're lifting your own trunk and you're going that kind of a thing. But that was only for initial shock treatment kind of a thing. It brings you
Hmm.
down. You learn a lot
Hmm.
over a period.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
same thing subsequently, we talk about it amongst ourselves, friends, in
Hmm.
close friends,
Hmm.
and we laugh over it. So it's not that,
Right.
it doesn't rankle.
Right. 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 Sir, we know you now as the Major General. So is the hierarchy, if you can please share, sir?
Hierarchy is, of course, we joined as second lieutenants. Now that rank has
Hmm,
been abolished. And now you
hmm,
start with a lieutenant. Then there
hmm,
is a captain, 3 stars.
hmm,
Then there is a major. Now, major
hmm,
is the first step where you are
hmm.
graduated into what we call a field officer. I mean, a
Okay.
reasonably senior status, like
Hmm,
in terms of service and maturity.
hmm, hmm.
After that, you have lieutenant colonel. Like we commanded the battalion when I was a lieutenant colonel.
Right.
Now they have upgraded that to a full colonel, that is colonel.
Hmm, hmm,
Then you have a brigadier
hmm.
to command the brigade and all that. And then you have a major general and
Oh,
that.
oh. Amazing, sir. Amazing, sir. So, because general civilians like us, they only understand tips and bits about army, what they watch in the movie, sir. So we don't know much. What we see in the movie, we think that is the reality. So, do you think there is so much of misconception which is shown on the screen, sir?
Actually, the thing is, it's on both sides.
Hmm.
During our times, we did not have the kind of media. It was not so big and you know
Hmm.
all inclusive
Hmm.
and all encompassing as it is today.
Hmm. Hmm.
But then today you have not only media, you have your friends and relatives who are more vocal, and perhaps they will, if you ask something, they will gladly tell you. And you have counseling professionals who are doing counseling and all that.
Right.
But all these things you have to take with a pinch of salt.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see, because when you are counseled, you are given a sort of a test, say, for example, a short this thing, and
Hmm.
some objective, partly subjective. You're told to write an essay or something, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
And although both my sons are doctors, they both got
Hmm.
more 90% in their senior Cambridge and
Hmm.
and both passed their this thing and got into AFMC.
Hmm.
But my younger son, when he was this thing, we met some counselors who were doing
Hmm.
professional counseling. To
Hmm.
cut a long story short, when
Hmm.
he did that test, the result was they said, "Oh, you write so well. You should go into
Hmm.
literature, languages, that kind of a
Hmm.
thing." There's one of the
Hmm.
as a career.
Right.
So, so that is how it is. I mean, you do your own this thing, but you get various. It is like you ask for advice, and 10 people will give you 10 different types of this thing, and you finally do what you want to do, what you think you would like.
Right. Right. Perfect, sir. Perfect. Sir, when we talk about even general education, whether it is commerce or science or arts, then we notice definitely that what we have learned at college and what happens really at workplace are totally different. So does it also happen when you finish your training for the services, and when you go to the field actually, is there a stark difference?
There is, but it is
Hmm,
all part of life. I mean, you take it in your
hmm,
stride. It is
hmm,
interesting. Chap like me who had never gone much out of Pune, maximum made few short trips to Delhi,
hmm,
and that is all.
hmm,
But once you joined the army, you went to different places, different parts of this thing. Things like Ladakh, Nefa, you'd heard and you thought they were like some twin towns.
hmm,
Where is Ladakh and Nefa is at the other end? I'm just saying. Then
hmm.
within that, there are so many different, the states within the entire region, kind of a thing. And you see, it's like this. In the good old days, when the communications were not very good, they used to say,
Hmm, hmm,
every 12 miles, one
Hmm.
post for a day's
Hmm. Hmm.
people, their appearance, their food, their dress, their culture, everything undergoes a change,
Right. Right.
isn't it?
Yes.
So, so here in a vast country like India, it is amazing and
Hmm.
such an enriching experience to
Hmm.
meet different people of different things and all your misconceptions or whatever ideas you've got, you get
Hmm.
corrected when you meet.
Hmm.
Right from the chief editor of a newspaper or professors or vice chancellor down to a tree planter or the labor class, the tribals, santals. You meet all of them, and it is really interesting.
Hmm. So there is quite a lot of attrition in every industry. So is there attrition in army as well?
Oh yeah, pretty
And
highly.
what is the general reason?
No, no, attrition is what in terms of
Yeah.
war casualties
No,
or
no, leaving the job, midway.
leaving the job. Yeah, I mean, I
Hmm.
know there are a
Hmm.
number of people who do get a little disappointed. I won't say
Hmm.
frustrated, but they do get
Hmm.
disappointed and
Hmm.
want to leave. There are two
Hmm.
types of the thing. One is if it was entirely left open,
Hmm.
what is likely to happen is that the good lot of people will leave earlier.
Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
Or whatever,
Hmm.
overlooked for promotion. Even the good people who have a very bright career ahead of them, a
Hmm.
large number of them will also go because they said, I'll go and make my presence felt in that particular sector or whatever. And, you know,
Hmm.
that will be a better life for me. That is whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the other thing is that when you join in any service, the initial few years are tough, physically,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
comfort-wise, living conditions, in every
Hmm.
way, those the
Correct.
conditions are a little tough. But as you grow a little senior and you've gone around, your quality of life improves, your living conditions improve, you have better interaction,
Right.
it's like that.
Correct. Correct. Correct, sir. Sir, as a commanding officer, you are next to God, or maybe God for your team. So, in case of attack, ambush, or whatever jargons you have, how do you select the right man for the right job, sir?
You see, what happens is that we live together.
Hmm.
When we are in field area and all that, we are
Hmm.
virtually being with our men,
Hmm.
whether a platoon commander or a company commander or a commanding officer.
Hmm.
Living together, day to day activities, routine, whatever it
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
you get to know if you are observant and perceptive.
Hmm. Hmm.
You get to know the men
Hmm.
and their abilities, their preferences, propensities, whatever.
Hmm.
And when the
Hmm.
time comes for to select a guy for a particular task, you exactly
Hmm.
know fit into which slot. That
Okay,
is
so please elaborate on the slots.
slot meaning
Hmm.
appointment. Like supposing I want to use
Hmm.
one company for an assault
Hmm. Hmm.
attack. All right.
Hmm.
So I will know
Hmm.
which company, who's the officer, who are the junior commission officers, and the men, how
Hmm.
they'll perform.
Hmm.
I would
Hmm.
select the best guy
Hmm.
who I
Hmm.
feel more likely to get the task done. I select.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it is very important this thing. I mean, there is a bit of a gamble. Maybe
Hmm.
you have judged a guy.
Hmm.
Maybe that when he did a particular thing, it was remarkably well, but you were not
Hmm.
there, so you observed or nobody mentioned to you and things like that. So these are all
Hmm.
part of the thing.
Hmm.
And you do get to know, but over a period, you do get to
Hmm.
know
Hmm.
the quality of the men.
Hmm.
commanded Marathas and I also
Hmm.
commanded Sikh. Now,
Hmm.
when I commanded a Sikh battalion, the characteristics of both these are quite different from each other. Rather,
Hmm. Hmm.
Maratha chap would be shy, diffident, this, that, but his face will tell you what exactly is going in his mind. Kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Outcoming, full of energy, bubbling,
Hmm.
and a little vocal. So,
Hmm.
so that does not mean that guy is more loyal to you or he making khuda out of you. The word khuda is a wrong thing because it, it is a time that you should come down to Mother Earth, plant
Hmm.
your feet on the terra firma. That is
Hmm.
important. They do,
Right.
they do.
Hmm.
Phrasing what you
Hmm.
must take it to the correct spirit and not really start getting your
Hmm.
sullen head or something.
Hmm.
But
So,
retaining your balance and getting to know this thing, it's good. And all these things are enjoyable when you're commanding
hmm.
troops.
Hmm.
Very enjoyable. In the
Hmm.
sense, it's continuously a learning process.
Hmm.
You feel
Hmm.
who you were a little doubtful about whether that guy does exceedingly well,
Hmm.
performs a great job.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
realize and you learn that oh, this guy is good. Maybe I had misjudged it. Kind
Hmm.
of thing. So all
Hmm.
these things are part of the management, and
Okay.
it's very very interesting, and it's a continuous learning
Hmm.
process. Till you
Hmm.
grow old and retire, you keep coming across so many people, including your officers or
Hmm.
subordinate officers,
Hmm.
things like that. Each has a different character. Some people are a little over enthusiastic, keep on talking, keep
Hmm.
on praising that. No, sir, I did this. I did this. I did this. It's
Hmm.
okay. Whereas some
Hmm.
guy who's really
Hmm.
good, they go on a course, a training course,
Hmm.
and he gets an
Hmm.
excellent grading, and he's not been talking
Right.
much. That grading is
Hmm.
a proof for me to realize that this man is intelligent.
Hmm.
So that is what it is. So number of ways you can get to. It's very very
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. So the senior has a role of a strategist and a HR together. Is that what it is?
It is. It is.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
is like when I was director general of these management institutes, and they
Hmm.
told me about this.
Hmm.
Realized, and over a period, my reading habit. I have
Hmm.
a I have a helter skelter appetite for reading. Whatever books I got, and it's by default, not
Hmm.
by design.
Hmm.
When
Hmm.
I was in
Hmm.
a captain and a major in posts, which were
Hmm.
far from where we were
Hmm.
airmen then, and the mule columns used to come. Every month, I used to get one mule load of books, which I didn't.
Oh. Oh.
And I mean, the people I
Hmm.
knew, they used to select and send me. With the
Hmm.
result,
Hmm.
I gave my choice, but I read large number of books, reading
Hmm.
about Kipling,
Hmm.
Alexander Cunningham. I read
Hmm.
Zoroaster's campaigns. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, I read Young Husbands, Alexander Cunningham. I read books
Hmm.
on how mapping of India, how as
Hmm.
a nation
Hmm.
it was, how the mapping took
Hmm.
place.
Hmm.
Amazing book,
Hmm.
like that. I
Hmm.
read Shiro
Hmm.
thing on chemistry.
Okay.
I mean, any kind of book, and it is interesting. And
Hmm.
subsequently,
Hmm.
by whatever, I joined ITC after I retired,
Hmm.
and then 6 years I was with them, and
Hmm.
thereafter 3 years I was with this management thing, and everywhere I felt all those things which I read earlier and things like that.
Hmm.
I could talk to people on any subject. I mean,
Hmm.
not that
Hmm.
because you are a soldier, so you have a tunnel vision and you nothing
Ah.
this, that, that is not. To become a complete person,
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
knowledge, about music, about Hindustani music, Western classical music, art, painting, making of a movie, whatever I'm saying, painting, all these things are interesting and they make you a better person.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Right.
It is like it is like there's a guy who in the east used to collect this driftwood, and one guy had in Delhi had a dinner. He was a brigade commander, and he had displayed all the pieces of driftwood which he had collected, in the correct artistic way. And people just went past. Ah, this is the driftwood, this, and they went past. This nose in the air kind of chiffon and pearl.
Right. Right.
And little later, Satish Gujral came. He was also in. And when he came, he spent about half an hour, 1 hour watching each of those pieces. Suddenly, all these hoity-toity guys who had gone inside came out. And then they started appreciating. One particular person said, I know a lot about painting and this and that, and giving very intelligent interpretation of the artist's vision, this and that. The other guy and told him, I'm talking about a chap called Bhupen Hazarika, you must have heard.
Yes, yes.
Bhupen Hazarika went and told him, because he was a little blunt, honest, but, said, excuse me, this painting has been put the other way around, ulta.
Oh.
How do you know? You know what modern art? He said, no. But the signature of the painter is on the top.
On the top.
It's like that. So
Right, right. So you pursued hobbies like reading, which are very time consuming. So, army men are disciplinarians. So how did you manage time, sir?
I'll tell you how. There are days when and this is where this thing of your time management comes. You have 24 hours. Out of which you can keep 1 or 2 hours something for yourself. What do you call me time? I'd like to do something I want to do. Now, once you set that aside, the routine and all that, and that is the time you do this, your reading and this and that. There are times when the weather is foul, it's raining the whole day or snowing and, nothing is happening. You got books to read. Done your daily, whatever, rounds of your pickets and all that. Time to sit and read. Like there are certain things we take, like in the earlier, I used to read mainly fiction. Then graduated, like you took one Arthur Haley or Ludlum or whoever, Irving Wallace, and you read all the books.
Okay. Correct.
Later on, you went into non-fiction. Later on, you went into Adhyatma. Later on, you went into doing some studies of different religions. Again, I know Old and New Testament. I've read the Quran, and all are the things, including Upanishads. And there are people like you take some of the guys. I mean, one of the like Vivekananda, extremely intelligent and very perceptive guy. Even in our present this thing also, these people who have written this book like Sandeep Sehgal and Vivek Debroy, brilliant man. He's one man. All these Devidat Patnaik and Amish and all, they hold him as the guru, Vivek Debroy. Because he's the guy who has read the original Ramayana written by Valmiki.
Oh,
and
astounding.
You have 7-8 versions of Ramayana. But this man is perfect. And the best part about our is that our present Prime Minister, he has tremendous talent. I'll give you an example. I do not know if some of you have read this. There is a small town in the interiors of Goa. called Rivoni.
Hmm.
Not many people in Goa know anything about it.
Hmm.
Rivoni is the corrupted the thing of Rishi Vana. All the
Rishi Vana. Hmm.
Rishi
Hmm.
Vana. So over a period that got corrupted to Rivoni, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
One day, the Prime Minister wanted to call and congratulate a boy who was 16-year-old, one
Hmm.
six, because he had cracked an exam in Sanskrit, which was considered the highest and the toughest.
Hmm.
And he came to know this guy is from there. And he said, "Oh my God, meet him." He said, "You can't meet him. He's in Goa, and it doesn't matter. Does he have a phone or whatever?" He said, "Yeah." So he wanted to speak to him, and he spoke. And the entire Goa started talking, "Who the hell is this guy?" Priya Varta Patil, a 16-year-old boy, had cracked that exam. And Narendra Modi's call went to him and he spoke for 5-10 minutes. And he told him, "Whatever help you want, I'll give you. Whatever, seeing in terms of additional books, whatever studies, this. And you can come to Delhi or you can come to go to whatever place. But this is what the other guy is. You read number of books, like whether it is Amish or the guy who had written on um, the churn of the ocean and things like that. He is Sandeep, I forget, I'm sorry. He's written 2-3 fantastic books. This man is now the advisor to the Prime Minister in the PMO.
Whoa.
Like with Vivek Devroy and all these guys. These men are brilliant. And they know people abroad, even Indians who are really, it is like the Prime Minister wants something on the nuclear, he'll know exactly which Indian to contact in which country and he'll
Connect with.
the tremendous effort it takes, and you must have that. It's very interesting.
Right. Right.
Unfortunately, what has happened is over the period as I'm aging, my ability to recall has dwindled a little bit. But that's what both my sons and even my wife, they've read something, they would be able to recall. And I had that, including somebody's mobile number. It's like something you can just rattle off. The books I read or whatever we've gone through, if I wanted to tell you, I could graphically, vividly explain it as if you were there, kind of a thing.
Oh.
That ability is gradually, maybe.
So you are Harish Gangoli Aka Sanjay. Sanjay, who could, see and share. Okay.
Sanjay was only a narrator.
Sir, you have been a part of multiple wars. You have been on the battlefield so many times. Any memorable incident or anything which is close to your heart you would like to share, sir?
I had 2 very close shaves. One was in 1965 war. I was, my battalion, we had attacked a place called Chavinda in Sialkot, pretty close to Sialkot. It's just about 6-7 miles from Sialkot. And my battalion had got the part of the objective was Chavinda railway station, which we did capture. Notwithstanding, rest of the guys could not catch up and things like that. And in the morning, we were assaulted by their armor. And then we were asked to withdraw. During that, I got wounded. I had a terrible injury. And anyway, you were talking about how do you get to know the men or the camaraderie, as we call, how does it get developed? Even when the shelling was intense and there were machine guns firing, you can, at night when you're playing, the machine guns, every third round is a tracer. So a belt of machine gun, when you're firing, he's firing at night, you can see like a curtain of
light. Bullets.
Curtain of bullets going past, like a created. And through that, you have to go. Even in those conditions, when I got wounded, some of the guys, taking risks, crawling, running to help me with my, with the bandage and things like that. Now, that is the
Hmm.
which you value. Those are the guys
Hmm.
with the faces I'll never forget. And all
Hmm.
my life I'll remember them. In a way, they like saved my life, whatever. But totally unaware of the dangers that they were facing and all that, they came.
Hmm.
I am getting operated, say, in a hospital when the bullet had to be taken out and then my hand was put in plaster. That
Hmm.
50 odd guys, my Jawans, are
Hmm.
standing out in the cold because they have the same blood group as mine. क्या पता
Hmm.
अगर साहब को
जरूर
देना
पड़े.
पड़ा तो कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. So the 20 guys, now that is dedication. And
Right.
the moments which you cherish all your lives. Another interesting this thing was when I got wounded, and after that I went to Udhampur, I got operated, and then we flown to Delhi. Delhi,
Hmm.
when I went, the conditions are all different and all that.
Hmm.
And all nice, this thing, the doctors, nurses, all the girls, volunteers from Miranda and
Hmm.
all the they to come, and suddenly everything was hushed up and people
Hmm.
were sent off. And Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri
Hmm.
came
Hmm.
to meet. He entered my room. There was another chap called Venugopal was with me.
Hmm. Hmm.
General Oberoi, he was in the next room. Lal Bahadur Shastri came and sat, and we were like, it was like a jaw dropping. Never expected. The Prime Minister came and sat on the bed like that and patted you on the back, and he said, very proud of you. Kind of, oh,
Yeah.
enough. It was something, one never expected. These are the kind of things which
Right.
always keep remembering and thinking about.
Yes. 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 Sir, you have got beautiful memories and you give them a very rosy picture. But tell me very honestly, when you see your wounds, you had taken 2 bullets.
I had taken 2 bullets.
So when you see the wounds, do you thank your determination, your preparation, or destiny, sir?
Destiny, where it is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anyway, so
Hmm.
it is like I was telling you, when you going and you see a belt of fire.
Hmm.
Hey, I must tell you what General Sam Manekshaw used to say.
Hmm.
If you
Hmm.
ask a soldier, when you're going in battle, in the war, do you get scared?
Hmm.
He said, the answer will be yes.
Hmm.
Each
Hmm.
one does get scared. You may show, you may not show. It's like,
Hmm.
I had a commander who used to tell me, we are like
Hmm.
ducks. Our
Hmm.
head is straight and this thing, but under the water, our feet are
Fluffing.
flapping.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So don't
Hmm.
allow your composure, lack of composure, affect your men because they're also watching you and watching
Hmm.
you very well and drawing their own,
Hmm.
that kind of a thing. So these are things do happen. So he used to say that if one chap says, no, I'm never scared, he could be either a liar or he's a Gorkha.
Ah. Ah.
Then
Sir,
I,
so
that
when
is the,
right, right. So when you mentioned that if a person says I'm not scared, and he could either be a liar or a Gurkha. Sir, are there pockets from India where army is the first choice of career?
used to be. I mean, when
Hmm.
I was at least in the school and college and all that, I
Hmm.
knew army was one of the top this thing up there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Over the period, what has happened is,
Hmm.
as the country gets civilized,
Hmm.
and particularly, like say, the traits of an average Indian,
Hmm.
who doesn't like to go out.
Hmm.
He gets a weekend, he likes to chai pakode, kind of a thing.
Siesta. Hmm.
Siestas
Hmm.
and things like that. He doesn't
Hmm.
go on picnic. He doesn't go on an adventure. You see, all right, let's go cycling to Singer. Something like that. These things are not in our DNA. We sit at home and sleep. Maximum go to a movie and eat a burger and come back. What a lovely time we have. Isn't it? Now, this is what happens when you want to select a profession. Large number of this. It's like both my sons are doctors, but they both passed AFMC. The elder boy joined army. He had a admission in Maulana Azad Singh in Delhi and all that. He didn't. He said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes, sir, I'm very sure." What I'm saying is that it's not that large number of people are not sending their own children to those things. He said, "Yaar, हमने बहुत रगड़ा खाया. I don't want you to do." Because I could have gone through that. Maybe I was young, I was not guided or whatever, and I had no idea. But having seen that, I won't like my son to go through this, kind of a thing. That is one. And the other thing is, if you are reading and things like that, how, like we used to do our own media management, managing the media. Yeah. Okay. I said, what happens is, I've had number of journalist friends whom I can talk to, and they are honest with me because we've grown up together, kind of a thing.
Right.
So one chap, and nowadays of course the guy has become very big and whatever. But they used to tell me, he said, "What? First thing, he went to one Mr. Indor Malhotra. I don't know if you heard, who he was a journalist. Anyway, so he said, as a journalist, you should know what is reader friendly. You must write something that is reader friendly. The men would like to appreciate that, and he'll happy listening to her. It is like an average Indian likes gossip. He likes he likes things which are negative. If the president will praise of Swayambhu doing great thing and this one is doing great thing, this that, yeah, theek hai. So what? A lot of people are also doing it. Now, the journalist, his frame of mind is such that he wants to write something which he will feel that it is like your PRP going up in a TV. The same way. Now, this, instead of you cultivating and improving his taste, you are joining and reinforcing his perception or his bad habits. That is how, when, like my son who's in US, when I go and I spend 2-3 months, and he's got a computer, and I used to read all the papers. You can read it was very depressing to read the Indian news. If I were a US citizen, supposing, and I'm reading that, my God, it is so depressing. You take any newspaper, there are only bad things, from front page to last page. So you see the first headlines of the front page, and then you go to sports page. There are no book reviews, not even on a Sunday. There are only movie reviews, but there are no book reviews. Which means an average Indian hardly reads, or I don't know, whatever.
True.
That is a reflection of your society.
Right.
A journalist comes to you, like supposing you were interviewing me. You know what you do? What this guy was told? He said, first, I know Dr. Kamat and her views. I'll first frame her answers, what I want to hear from her. And then I'll form my questions to get that. And I know she'll be evasive, she will divert, she'll, digress, this. But I have to have supplementary questions and bring her to say that.
Very smart.
These are the basics of journalism.
Yes. Sir, when you mentioned about computers, the immediate question is, what is the kind of technology that is utilized now, and what has been the influence on the people, on the the way the strategies are made, or general influence of technology on the armed forces, sir?
What has happened is that over the period,
Hmm.
as the technology has progressed,
Hmm.
the art warfare has also become pretty complex,
Hmm. Hmm.
which, like, smart weapons require smart soldiers.
Hmm.
And finally, the ultimate test is not the equipment, but how that man who uses that equipment employs it, isn't it? So when we
Yes.
say man behind the machine,
Hmm. Hmm.
now what is the follow-on of that is that today, even a non-lethal thing like in infantry, an average soldier
Hmm.
has to have a minimum qualification is 12th standard pass.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now this man, a sepoy in my he must know about using a computer,
Hmm.
different equipments of communication,
Hmm.
different types of explosives, mines, how to defuse a mine, how to lay in traps, how to
Hmm.
dismantle the traps.
Hmm.
He has to be in position, a little bit of geometry,
Hmm.
trigonometry, to direct
Hmm.
the artillery and mortar fire.
Hmm.
He has to collect intelligence and then
Hmm.
collate it, sift it,
Hmm.
collate it, and draw reductions
Hmm.
from and feed you and things like that. So a chap has to have his wits about. So
Hmm.
the idea of war is not like
Hmm.
today, you went on a long march and you pulled the trigger. Sorry,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
instead of having an aircraft carrier, I would rather have an intercontinental ballistic missile, and I'll shoot from my backyard into whichever continent,
Oh. Hmm.
isn't it? So
Right.
whereas you are seduced into believing that oh soldier
Hmm.
नहीं करता है, ये अपना long route march पे जाता है and they pull a trigger. Sorry,
Hmm.
the entire
Hmm.
concept of warfare has changed.
Hmm.
It's become highly mobile. Furthermore,
Hmm.
our approach to study, now you're in the education, this thing also,
Hmm.
you have to have a uh, different disciplines.
Hmm.
I'll give you an example. I do not
Hmm.
know if you read a chap called Yuval Noah
No.
Hariri. He's
Yes.
written,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
read, his one, this thing was Homo sapiens, and the other book also he's written,
Yes.
Fantastic Man.
Yes. Yes.
This man was a whole of 39-year-old assistant
Hmm.
professor of
Hmm.
Hebrew University in Jerusalem, was teaching history. He was told when the new course starts, he was told to give the opening lecture. Generally, it starts with the head of department, but then he said, hey, yeah, you go and give, kind of a thing. Finally, this guy, the assistant
Hmm.
professor, was this, sir, I wish you had given me some time. I wanted to study. And they want study, yeah. You just waffle your way through. These are young bachas, they are, still went behind the years.
Hmm.
Now, this guy has written that book on how to
Hmm.
study history.
Hmm.
He said, if you want to study history, and particularly the older this thing,
Hmm.
you must study the geography
Hmm.
and the history of geography.
Hmm.
History of geography, as a soldier, like say we are going around in Punjab, and there's a place called Sabron, and I wanted to study because I had heard the Anglo-Sikh War. There was a battle
Hmm.
of. When I went there and there was a place called Ittawali, they used to make bricks.
Hmm.
Very Sabron. यहाँ बहुत लड़ाई हुई थी. नहीं साहब जी, वो तो है वो नदी के परे तरफ. When that was fought 200 years ago, river was here. Now it has gone. Over a period has changed the course. So what Mr. Harari said,
Hmm.
you must study the geography, the history of the geography, what all changes. Then you must study sociology. What kind
Hmm.
of society was there? What were their
Hmm.
inventions? What level of uh, science or whatever they had? and then you study history. And like what we're studying is that Son was born, Harsh was this thing, and he was the king of this, and he attacked that, and he won it, and that is not. You will understand the geography, the sociology, and then you come to know. You go to Flame Institute in Pune.
Yes.
I used to get her to meet my management, this thing, Amazing. I used to go and pick up anybody I met and I said, come and give a talk to my management students. Guy could be a horticulturist, a boy could be a bird watcher. He said, you watch a flock of birds and you know what all things. Team spirit, the migratory birds.
Correct. Correct.
So when you say 1 + 1 is more than 2, you see the flying in a particular thing, arrowhead.
Yes, yes.
The feeding bird has the maximum resistance. As it gets tired, it comes back and the next one takes. How the birds fly, they use stars for navigation. A butterfly can go 4,000 kilometers. You see, what I'm saying is that if you start reading all this, you get to know. And today, coming back to your question, sorry, I digressed a little. The warfare has also become like that. It is not just one. All armed, all services, Navy, Air Force, everybody is saying you are fighting the war together. And more important, you as citizens must know, army doesn't go to fight a war. The nation that goes to fight. When you say a nation goes to fight a war, the entire efforts of the resources of the nation are to be directed toward that. Now that is
right.
Then you get the correct perspective of history, geography, art, science, whatever.
Right. Right, sir.
Rambling maybe.
No, sir. Perfect share, sir. Perfect share. Sir, when people are taught about knowledge, skill development, are they also taught on how to keep their emotions in control? Because there is a lot of trauma, there's a lot of courage required. You may have the best of weapons, but if you get cold feet at the wrong time, then you may not use it. A smartphone doesn't make me smart. I have to use it. That's how I become smart. A phone doesn't make me smart. I have to use it. Like you mentioned, the man behind the machine. So I have to be emotionally strong. So is that also taught and covered in the training, sir?
Yeah, it's a very good question and a very perceptive. And I'm glad you asked because this is a very important this thing and part of the man management now. It is actually what we try. And we have to be watchful about these things. Various your men. What kind of problem each one has? It is unlike any this thing in the corporate world or wherever. You have the chief executive, you have vice presidents, and this general manager or regional manager, but you no way connected with the men or actually the guys who are working. In the army, this doesn't happen like that. Here you have to know a man, which place he belongs to, where is his age, how many members of the family are there, does he have any brother, anybody in the armed forces, navy, wherever, all the things. So you get to know. And so when that guy is behaving in a particular way, you have to call and ask the guy. He said, what is it? Then he'll say, sir, my wife there's nobody looking after her, this, my bachas are small, this, that. And you get, and in the old days, even as a second lieutenant, we used to write a letter to the assistant collector or deputy collector, commissioner and all that, and tell them that this problem. And my experience, 99% they responded, they took action. We went, and nowadays, of course, over a period, these things have deteriorated maybe. But now when you say your loyalty, your affection, it's always, everything is two-sided. I want the Jawan to be loyal to me and to the battalion. I have to be also loyal to him. Then you become Khuda. because you have that responsibility of his all-round development, including his welfare. What is bugging that guy? Only he knows, no? And he should feel
Right.
free to open out to somebody.
Sir,
That
may
is
I continue to ask a few more questions, sir?
any number, yes. Honestly.
Yes.
In fact, I started enjoying the chat myself.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we don't find many people from the armed forces giving interviews and sharing. So, are you also trained to avoid the limelight, sir?
No.
Hmm.
One.
Hmm.
Nowadays, say, there was encounter with China and this and that. And I saw a large number of my old colleagues or this and that, coming out of the woodwork and giving this thing on television. So somebody asked me, he said, why don't you also go here? I said, look, neither the lure of money or fame attracts me to go there. One. And more importantly, there are two guys. One is General Rawat, who's the Chief of Defense Staff, and there is General Naravane, who's the Chief of the Army Staff. They are the Prime Minister, the nation has imposed that faith in them, and my own implicit faith is that these guys are capable. That's how they have reached. Who am I, who was retired 20 years ago, and I'm out of time? I'll go on the TV and start advising people because firstly they don't know anything. अंधे में काना वाली बात हो जाती है. Why should I? Because I may be out of. I am not only saying I am out of track. One. Second, I have no business. When somebody else is in command, he is responsible, and because he is competent, he is being put in that appointment.
Absolutely.
Life is a little boring because of lockdown and all that. I go and give some platitudes on the television.
Very candid reply, sir. Very candid reply indeed. Sir, you have retired as a Major General. So after your service, you had a career after service as a corporate advisor or a Director General. But what about the other?
Sorry?
Sir, are there any careers available after service also?
There are large number of careers. In fact, I feel that a lot of talent is being wasted because we retire early. Because our this thing is age-wise, whatever. Supposing as a Major General, I retired at the age of 58 or whatever. I'm still this thing, I can contribute something to the society, whichever. All right. So when I was this thing, I joined the ITC, Mr. Rahman and Deveshwar and all that. I met them in Delhi, and he said, "Join us." Said, when? You can join tomorrow. I said, "No, I can't join tomorrow. It'll take me 3 months to 6 months to get my release." I joined, and I joined. The day I retired, I flew from Mao straight to Bombay, and I joined.
Immediately after service, like 6 months gap.
Next day.
Okay.
No, because we did not have that this thing of not joining. If I was a quartermaster general or I was in the directorate where I could be of some help to a particular industry, take Ambani or Adani or whoever, and if I give those favors to them, then it could be a quid pro quo, and they make a appointment for me. So that's why there was an embargo that you have to go and get because our every rank, especially brigadier, major, and above, every promotion of ours is decided by the appointments committee, and they go through a lot. They go through a lot. If I know that somebody who's come to me has served under Dr. Sangeeta Kamath, that I write a confidential letter to you, ask you about his whatever his true qualities are. Heard any rumors? Have you heard anything? Like gossip. Because whatever is there, I'll tell you straight, or I would tell him. Why should I like?
Right.
But those are the kind of questions which are asked, and these going
Mm.
to record.
Mm.
So it is tough. But large number of people who have been very talented and perceptive, and this thing, get a raw deal sometimes. Yeah, like
Mm. Mm.
right,
Mm.
as you say, ठीक है, not fit kind of thing, and then that has lost its chances for promotion. Those are the guys who have the capability to contribute substantially in any sector, in any field.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I went to the sing hotels. I came and I was Director General. Mr. Navale called me and he pestered me. I said, no, I want to take years break. I took 1 year's break, out of which I 3 months in the US, we went to Alaska, goes up. And then I joined. This guy asked me to, and I worked for him for 3 years. And in that, I studied education. I said, no, it's so much to me. To give you an example, 1857, British set up 3 universities in India. Madras, Bombay. In the year 1882, they added 2 more, Lahore and Allahabad. In 1947, when we got independence, we had 2 universities. Now we have how many? 420.
Oh.
And we have 4 lakh teachers, professors. And I'm telling you, you see the kind of publications which are there. I used to go, you know, that ISBN and all those articles.
Yes.
In India, we produce 230. This thing is outdated. 2009, I got this. We published 230 publications. In USA, it is 23,000 something, 700. 1,700 publications, articles which come in different international. How many of us going to your own sector? You make automobiles, you make computers. We are the only country who made a supercomputer on our own, which is Laboratory. But out of first 100 universities, we don't figure. Out of first 500, we have 3. 2 IITs and 1 IIM something.
Right.
You go to any plant, say like you go to Telco. Now you got a Suzuki or some this thing car made, and you said it is in India. It is what? It is made in India, okay, but the engines come from all the other. And they said 95% is Japanese, 5% is Indian, and those Indian things are what? The rear view mirror, some light switch, some seat covers.
Accessories, yeah.
Not been able to write one computer script. You're like, your C or Java or whatever, you've not been able. In your plants, 95% of your these things are all imported. Manufacture a car. The reasons are multifold, but the main thing is that is because we have not gone beyond whatever the British had. We have changed. We had Radhakrishnan Committee, we had Ramurthy Committee, we had Kothari Commission. All excellent, each one of the brilliant man. He gave excellent recommendation. We are all gathered dust. Nothing implemented. So, in the South Block, if you go, they say, let's kill it by a committee. You want to kill an issue, you say, we'll appoint a commission. So 1 year debate goes on whom to appoint. Does it get a retired judge or a retired IAS officer? Then who to get? There is a debate on that. And they take their own time. And each one wants a car, house, and this, and staff. And finally, after 7 years, when they give the commission report is given, He's gathering dust.
Yes. Sir, after you served so many years in the army, to the civilian life or how smooth or rough is the
Sorry,
smooth or rough is the migration from armed forces to corporate world and civil life?
it was like
Hmm.
all transitions are tough, provided
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
cater, you prepare yourself for that. It's like retirement.
Hmm.
If you read this
Hmm.
in a joke on the net,
Hmm.
the guy was called to uh, give a talk,
Hmm.
in society.
Hmm.
He was received at the airport. He was given a car.
Hmm.
He was checked into a
Hmm.
hotel. This, and he was conducted. He gave a lecture and went back, and he was dropped. Next year,
Hmm.
the fellow came again to give the talk, but this time he had retired.
Hmm. Hmm.
So no
Hmm.
one to receive him. He had to take a taxi and go to. He had to find his own hotel,
Hmm.
check in, and things like that. He said, "Hey, what is this? Last year I got." He said, "Yeah, last year you were
Hmm.
assistant director, something, something. Today you are nobody." You understand?
Hmm.
So even
So,
though eminent
right, right, right. So, reality of life, civilian
it
life,
is not civil life, it
right?
is our nature. It is our nature.
Hmm.
And they say कि ये होता ही है, like चढ़ते सूरज को आप वो करते हो, पूजा करते हो आप, no kind of thing. I said no.
Ji.
The
Hmm.
Hindus, you do sandhya also.
Yes, yes.
So,
Well said, sir. So, my
so
last question, sir. My last question.
okay.
Sir, which are the kind of people that should not join the army? And my second bit of question is, what is the message you would like to give the youth of our country, sir?
What is the like message you want to?
You would like to give the youth of our country, the citizens of our country, the young citizens of our country?
For the young citizen, I mean, I don't want to make any things of nominating one or two type of people who should not join army.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is too pompous this thing to say.
Hmm. So, can we rephrase it, saying that which are the kind of people who should join the army?
Okay, okay, that's better.
Hmm.
Like I remember when I was a cadet,
Hmm.
or a Havaldar, he was from Kumaon or Gadwal, one of his this thing.
Hmm.
He used to say, "अच्छा साहब, आप गंगोली है, आप बंगाली हैं, साहब ये महाराष्ट्र के और बंगाल के लोग जो है ना, वो
Hmm.
भाग जाते हैं, वो
Hmm.
दो तीन गालियां सुनते हैं, बोले ये हमको नहीं चलेगा, हम इसलिए नहीं आए फौज में."
Hmm. Hmm.
Somebody, some foul language is used. He said these two people are very sensitive,
Hmm.
but over a period, you realize
Hmm.
they don't mean A. Secondly, somebody thinks it's a fashionable to use the word, yeah, oh, it was
Right,
bloody good, kind of a thing.
right, 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 right.
But it takes some time.
Hmm.
So anybody who is too sensitive, we used to have Defense Institute of Physiological Research or something and
Hmm.
study. There are a number of
Hmm.
institutes like that,
Hmm.
and they
Hmm.
go through all this. Your mental makeup and what your basic nature, this thing is there. You are too sensitive.
Right.
Somebody gets emotional. Somebody, like people are gregarious. They want a big crowd, and if they are
Right.
lonely, they
Hmm.
may
Hmm. Hmm.
kind of a thing. As far as the young people are concerned, it's tremendous. They have
Hmm.
they have a whole lot of, and nowadays you are lucky to have your Google Guruji at your disposal.
Yes.
This word I borrowed from our Prime Minister. That day while talking, he said something, you guys have Google Guruji.
Hmm.
So you have access. NASSCOM was given a thing called Mashelkar,
Hmm.
Raghunath
Yes,
Mashelkar.
Dr. Raghunath Mashelkar.
Amazing. Anyway, so he was in that this thing of to study of skills development.
Hmm. Hmm.
They have given 5,000 different skills which India needs to nurture.
Hmm.
It is like, because I said, hey, that's too much, 5,000, you don't need. This is not a simple thing like this. I'm not talking about necessarily a waiter in a restaurant when you go. You go to visit, say, Singapore Fort, or go to Taj Mahal, go to any. There are 10 guides, and each guide is narrating his own version of.
True.
So some people leave your group and go there, hey, that guide looks better, more knowledgeable, kind of a thing. All these things are disciplines, are which need a proper research, selection, aptitude for that guide to be able to explain. And he should be well trained.
Hmm.
So number of these things will come, which you should develop. Otherwise, I'm telling you, I was in management this thing. When I was with ITC, I was a member of FICCI, Indian Merchant. I conducted some seminars in this thing, and all my contacts I used to get to this thing in my placement in my management. These guys used to project and go. Sometimes they include 100 guys and one odd guy got selected. It was they felt sorry for me, I felt sorry for them, and there were guys who got distinction in engineering degree from that Varna some college. They did not make it in one single company because you have a set of this thing.
Right, true.
So what I'm trying to say is you have to see your own aptitude and own likes, dislikes, you would like to do, and then go into that. Okay. Failing which, a new startup, future, very good.
So find your light, and it's always your time to shine. Just keep finding yourself. Have some me search, have some me time, right, sir? And then I think your life can be a beautiful adventure, whether you are there on the battlefield or here on the other side, saying thank you to all the armed forces.
Thank you very much. It was very nice.
Sir, it was great talking to you. I have got multiple questions still on my, radar here. But I think I will confidently request you, sir, you have to come again for a second talk. You have to come again for a second talk. I request you. And I know you will oblige.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It was very nice. And happy Independence Day, you and all your team and all the students. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Aspiring Swayambhus, and our well-wishers, we had some technical glitches, so we decided to have a recorded version today. We are sorry we are not able to solicit your questions because this is not a live session. We will upload this right now, and I promise you, we will take your time again. Sir has already confirmed that he will come again, and the second time we will have a live session. You may solicit, and come across with so many questions to us, and sir will face them, because he has faced a curtain of bullets. So your questions will be very easy, right? And once again, everybody, a happy Independence Day. Continue your me search and me time, and God bless everyone. Take care and be safe. And like always, Jai Hind.
Thanks a lot. It was very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.